Inspiring conscious minds at conscious times. Welcome back to Troy Let's Talk Real, and I'm Troy. In this particular video, I will be talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, it's set to come out November 9th. Unfortunately, I got some bad publicity, bad news. Their creator, CD Projekt Red, has recently put out a statement stating that there will be a crunch until the release of this particular console. There will be 6-day work weeks. But without further ado, let's get into it. This particular article I'm about to read was taken from Bloomberg, going into further detail about this particular crunch. Polish video game developer CD Projekt Red told employees on Monday the 6-day work weeks will be mandatory leading up to the November release of the highly anticipated Cyberpunk 2077, reneging on an earlier promise to not force overtime on the project. Red, a subsidiary of Poland's biggest gaming company, CD Projekt SA, has been criticized previously for engaging in crunch, an industry term of excessive overtime in game development. The practice have often lasted for weeks and can stretch out for months or even years. CD Projekt Red co-chief executive officer Marcin Iwinski last year told gaming website Kotaku that the company would be avoiding mandatory crunch and was committed to allow employees to work without overtime. I take it upon myself to receive the full backlash for this decision, he wrote. I know this is in direct opposition to what we've said about crunch. It also in direct opposition to what I personally grew to believe a while back, that crunch should never be the answer. But we extended all other possible means navigating the situation. In a post Twitter Wednesday, Bartkowski said CD Projekt employees can continue to count on bonuses, payouts amounting to 10% of the company's annual profit. This could give to be a lucrative sum, as analysts estimate the Warsaw-based company net income will rise 11-fold to $2 billion to $520 million in 2020. CD Projekt Red has 1,079 employees at the end of June. Starting today, the entire development studio is in overdrive, Bartkowski wrote, elaborating that he meant your typical amount of work in one day of the weekend. The extra work would be paid as required by Polish labor laws. Many other video games don't pay for overtime. But an account from a CD Projekt Red employee recently, as well as an email to staff earlier this week, indicated that the company hasn't lived up to his word. The employee, who asked not to be named, discussing private information, said some of the staff have already been putting in nights and weekends for more than a year. In the email, CD Projekt Red Studio had Adam Badowski wrote that he was optimistic about the state of Cyberpunk 2077, which stars Keanu Reeves, and that they had just sent the game to be certified for release on Sony Corp's PlayStation and Microsoft Corporation, Xbox. Now he wrote, it was time to fix the game's many lingering bugs and glitches. Now take it from me, right? I'm not a video game publisher, but I would say these things happen, especially when you're trying to get a game out. It's close to the release. It's a highly anticipated game. It's a game that they're trying not to disappoint because they're following up from the Witcher 3 series, which has been excellent. And I think they have a lot to prove and a lot to live up to. And I understand, when you gotta stay late, you forced to stay late. I know what it's like at my job. Sometimes you get mandated where, hey, you gotta work an extra shift because someone called out or something happens. It is what it is. I totally get it, but it's not like the employees are not getting paid. They are getting paid, and of course, that last article that I read from a private employee or employee that would like to be anonymous stated the opposite. So at this point in time, we don't even know what's really true or not. But at the end of the day, I'm sure CD Projekt Red is going to put out a game that is excellent, that is way superior, probably than a Witcher 3. And that was a pretty massive game, a lot of detail, great story, great product at the end of the day that I expect from CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077.